It's news day, guys, and today we are not following any rumors off the rumor mill. No, today we have some real news that I am super excited to share with you all. The stories today that I'm going to go over involve the quote-unquote Switch Pro and a new quarterly update from the dev team at Diablo 4. Welcome to Left Paw Gaming, Switch OLED, and Diablo 4's quarterly update. If you're excited to learn about the announced Switch OLED that we have been calling the Switch Pro, and to get updates on Diablo 4's development process, then like this video and leave a comment letting me know what you are most excited for. Don't forget to subscribe if you're brand new and ring that notification bell so you can stay up to date with all of my game walkthroughs and videos just like this that I post all week long. With all that out of the way, I hope you enjoyed this video. Let's jump in. Let's start with the Switch OLED, or OLED. Some people will call it whatever they want to. But my day started by logging into my work computer, checking my email, and skimming through my usual gaming sites, when I happened to stumble upon this article from Polygon titled, "Nintendo Announces New Nintendo Switch Model with 7-inch OLED Screen." Now, this is some big news, because rumors about a Switch Pro have been swirling for some time now. I even guessed that there would be some announcement during my E3 prediction video. Now, this announcement wasn't for a Switch Pro, but rather a Nintendo Switch OLED model, which will be going for $349.99, which is only $50 price bump from the original. The new Switch is going to give us a bigger screen, measuring in at 7 inches, and it's going to be an OLED display, which, having worked in the TV sales business for a while, OLED is going to mean some amazing colors, at least for the handheld version. The downside to this new announcement is that it looks like the Switch will still not support 4K when docked, but the upside is that we will be getting an Ethernet port on the new Switch's dock, and that our old drifting Joy-Cons will be able to work and drift in the same ways that we all love on this new model. Along with some sweet images of the new sleek white system and Joy-Cons, we get the news that the entire current library of games will be playable on this new Switch that comes out on October 8th, when Metroid Dread drops. The bottom of the article gives us full spec write-up, with the funniest part to me being the battery life section, where it says approximately 4.5 to 9 hours. The battery life will depend on the games you play. For instance, the battery will last 5.5 hours for The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. This translates to, we have done nothing to improve battery life for this console, and it will deteriorate the same way that your original has. While the OLED display for handheld mode will be awesome and the new console looks pretty sleek and white, I'm probably going to end up passing on this one since there's no 4K pass-through. But I would love to get my hands on a pair of white Joy-Cons, so here's to hoping that they go on sale separately on October 8th. Now let's talk a little bit about Diablo 4. So this franchise is amazing to me. It's something that I've played every single game, and I can't wait for the next installment every time I finish the last. So when Diablo 4 was formally announced on November 1st of 2019, I was ecstatic. This game is one of my all-time favorite franchises, and having played the original all those years ago, this time Diablo 4's dev team is finally bringing us closer to them by giving us these quarterly updates. It engages us a little bit differently. These updates have gone through monster designs, to UI designs, the open world, how the team played tests, and so much more. So today, I'm going to start a new segment sharing the most recent quarterly update. This update features character art. Luis Barraga, I hope I said that right, who is a game director on Diablo 4, starts off by explaining what the update will be about and highlights that art is what makes Diablo a game we will all remember, explaining that characters' look and feel has always been the secret for the franchise, and that we are in for a treat with Diablo 4's customization. He passes the blog to John Mueller, the art director, to go over some awesome specifics. He highlights that the team's goal was to make the characters look as artistic and handcrafted as possible. Having the art look handcrafted is a crux of the game, and what so many of us remember, so the fact that they are emphasizing this is really awesome. John takes time to point out how much the team is buying into this model by saying how everyone's response to the procedures have been yes, and that they are all coming together and always working off of each other, which really highlights how well the development is going. This is evident in the fact that Diablo 4 will be the first game to offer full customization of our characters, Shown in this screen is just a taste of how much we can make the class we choose our own. We can manipulate skin color, hair length, facial markings, face paint, and that there will be certain customization options that will work for barbarians but won't work for the sorcerers, which is awesome having certain types of customization depending on the class. This means that the overall aesthetic of the class you choose will remain the same while making it yours with other details. He then goes into highlighting that our characters will be featured in cutscenes this time around, and getting the character models to look just right and have our selections show with their current gear has been a top priority. The reins then get passed to Arnaud K., the lead character artist, who explains the challenges of having Diablo 4's looks be grounded in reality. They use a process called physically based rendering to help the material on our characters react to light in the way that we would see them react to light in the real world, like metals or woods or cloths, those type of things, how they react to light. This gets highlighted with an awesome run through of the dyes that can be applied. Take a look at the barbarian here. Now, while this is still pre-alpha, we can see how palettes will affect the character's aesthetic and how the light is reacting to each of the different materials. Here we see some side-by-sides of the sorcerer's class, and finally he talks about the art in relation to typical gameplay camera angle and shows off how the same armors will be applied to different body types. He then drops a couple videos to see how this design process comes together with some character models, before passing the blog on to Nick Shalano, an associate art director of characters. Nick is the last one to add to the blog and highlights the creation of a few enemies and talks about how the concepts were created and how these monsters would function with their abilities. He highlights that the details in the monsters have to match the detail in our characters and the surrounding world, so having a good reason to create certain monsters or applying logic like having the skeleton lord be made up of fused skeletons and body parts to add to the fear factor and make the monster look truly menacing. All in all, the details to the artwork that the team are putting in is phenomenal, and I cannot wait to get my hands on this whenever the game drops and see how all of their hard work pans out. And going forward, you can join me right here. As the new quarterly updates get dropped, I will bring them right to you and show them off on their website just as I'm doing right now. I will also leave a link in the description so that you can find them and check them out all on your own time as well. So there you have it, guys, the official announcement of the Nintendo Switch OLED model and Diablo 4's quarterly update. News covering their character art. While I think the new Switch OLED is a nice touch, the lack of a power boost and 4K capability has me on the fence unless mine craps out on me. Diablo 4's quarterly update continued to keep me heavily interested in the game, and I cannot wait for a launch window. Let me know what you think in the comments about the new Switch model and how excited you are for Diablo 4. As usual, thanks for stopping by. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We will see you guys in the next video.